y'all, welcome to Crissy's Clucky Chronicles and crissyoshow.com on the website. We're going to do a little quick little bitty bit here before I get into other things, i.e. flower arranging season. That's right, because the seasons are changing and we're flower arranging and we're putting things on graves for memorial pieces and stuff like that. It's going to be one of those kind of days. First things first, we've got our reused, recycled coop with the reused, recycled run, and we're going to take our pied guinea keets out and let them roam around in their particular coop and run for the day, because they got to get used to us, they got to get used to the chickens, they got to get used to the ducks, the quail. They got to know who they're protecting, because I don't need them ding dong noggin heads running off and doing crazy stuff. Yeah. Anyway, come on, let's go do it. So right here, remember I told y'all we like to reuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, that kind of thing. I don't know that I'm reducing, I'm reusing for sure. So we've got the little door with the little hinge down there at the front. I just reused one of the old signs that used to be at the studio a long time ago, and we're just reinforcing some things here. So this is all hardware cloth. This is from the old run. Any of you guys that have seen my videos from a year or two or so ago, then you'll know before we got the big barn that's back there, we got this right here going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to add, we've got some straw down there, but we're going to add some bedding in there. We're going to put a waterer and a feeder on one side of the run over here, so they have it. And we're going to go get the pieds and we're going to put them in. And I'm only going to do this during the day for a while. We got a little bit of cleanup and stuff that we got to do. But other than that, I've got to put this piece right here and put that up. But we have everything here that we need. We're just going to add the bedding back there in the back. And if you notice, we put the board up here more towards the front, and I left this egg box area down because I want them to be able to jump down, run around, and go that way. So I've done it a little bit backwards from what I would do with the chickens. So everything seems to work. He's going to go get the bedding right now. We're going to put that in the back. Everything's sealed off, so we're all good. They're right next to my ducks. My chickens are going to be able to come out here and say, hey, how y'all new babies doing? So thanks for that wonderful coop. I've got all this stuff over here on the side that I've got to put up and make sure all that stuff is put up. And whenever they get fully feathered out and old enough, what I will do is I will only let one out into the yard here at the time. Oh, while we're talking about it, Vicky is just out for the day, and you can see that her and her husband are in wonderful betrothed conversations. He is mad because she is still not able to be jiggled. Y'all don't even know you got a baby in the incubator, and I've told you like 32 times. Y'all don't think y'all gonna make good parents. I'm gonna have to spoil this baby. But they did have one little baby before she got injured by a rogue hawk that came out here and punctured her. But she's been doing real good. She's been inside for a couple weeks. So she's just out during the day, and we put her back in the house at night with us. Other than that, y'all, let's get some bedding in here and let's get these keets moved. Okay, so here are our pied guinea keets, not to be mistaken for the silvery lavender ones we have over here. These are our pied guinea keets that we got from a wonderful farm. Got them a couple of weeks ago. They've done really well. Their little feathers are coming out, and we are going to go fix their coop, and I'm going to take you with us while we add bedding and all kinds of stuff to their little coopy doops. Alrighty, so we're going to do one pied at a time. This is Gilly, And Gilly's going to go out and meet the chickens, the ducks, and the quail in the run. We will not be free-ranging them anytime soon. You ready, Gilly? Yep, he's ready. Let's go, buddy. He's so cute. All right, so now we have the last two. Figgy. All right. All right. And put the other one in there. We're going to go get their water and let them get used to the sounds of the chickens and the ducks and the quails. We're going to come out and see if they get in their run at any point in time. We're just going to take a peeky peek at them in the back and see if they want to run, get down, do whatever it is they want to do. They just have to explore and get used to everything. And I'm going to leave them out for the entire day. If it looks like it's going to be too cold, I might bring them in for the night, but if the temperatures are not going to be that cold, then they can stay and they can chill. Alright y'all, so you've seen me do this before, doing little simple little flower arrangements and things, and I'm only going to do a simple one for today. Now I will be doing another vlog coming up where I will be getting into a little bit more detailed ones, especially for those of y'all who've asked me questions about, hey, I want to make something for the top of a larger headstone using a saddle piece. Don't mind that noise in the background, by the way. That is my whiny little pitty Gaston, and he's just wants attention, and I can't very well do flowers and mess with him either, you whiny little noggin head. Anyway, let's get started. Now for this particular little thing that we're going to do, I'm actually going to be using a styrofoam green cone. Now they come in packs of 2 at the Hobby Lobby. You could probably get them at any other little store. Walmart may have them. I don't know what you have in your area. So whatever store that you have in your area that sells these, they do come in packs of 2, and this was $1.58 at my local Hobby Lobby. I know it was sitting like this because it's easier than balancing it like this, but we're actually going to be arranging it because this portion and piece will be going down into the vase. So because my sister's gravesite, she was cremated, and she has a cremation flat stone, and she also has a cremation vase that is attached to her headstone, the flat stone that sits on top of it. About this much of the foam actually will fit down into the vase. Matter of fact, the vase is not much bigger around than this nice little fabric, the matte tulle fabric that we're going to be using today as well. So it's not much bigger than this foam piece. So I have a little bit to work with, but it's not going to be an elaborate flower arranging piece, if you know what I mean. So I just mentioned it, I have this matte tulle. It's from Hobby Lobby. This was $1.99, and it's very flexible. You can tie it, you can poke it into places in the foam, whatever you need to use with this. But it's 25 yards. I won't be using all 25 yards, but I will be using some around certain edges and be using it for filler as well. And on another vlog, we'll go out and we will be placing flowers and have a day that's just what we do, is just visit family grave sites and place flowers so you can see. Now, handy dandy scissors. I got some sharp scissors that works. And I also have my handy dandy wire cutters that I also got from Hobby Lobby. Because the flowers that I'm using, everything I got from Hobby Lobby. This is just a variety bouquet of fall colored flowers. It's got a lot of the rust colors, the oranges, the little yellow daisy little things in here, and just some different leafy fall structures that we have in here. Now obviously this is going to be too much for this, so I want to make sure that I'm only cutting the pieces in certain flowers that I want to arrange. And to top it all off, I did get this really cute stick figure scarecrow here that's really cute. This was $3.49, but they had them on sale because it was a 40% off sale. So I did end up getting this, and it has a pretty tall stick, and I won't cut the stick. I will use the tallness of it, and I will show you how I arrange that. First things first, now that you got your tools and everything that you need, let's go ahead and start snipping off things, you know, like tags and stuff like that, because you don't want that in your arrangement. And one of the things I like to actually tell people when you're arranging flowers, especially if you're doing it for like grave flowers and things like that, don't worry so much about perfection, because the wind's going to get to it, the rain's going to get to it. Yeah, you want it to be pretty and you want it to be nice, but it's not like a dinner table setting or something that you're using for a wedding or things like that. So just make sure that things are balanced, nice and neat. You know, just balance them. Make sure it's equal in, you know, around, you know, round like this. I got to make it round and neat and as balanced as I can. There's no particular rhyme or reason when you're doing these things, because again, the wind's going to blow it, the elements are going to come, the rain's going to come, it's going to whoosh it everywhere. So all I'm doing is I want to make sure I've got all these leaves and things pushed up to the front. You see how I've got that? Push it up to the front. I don't need them that long because we're dealing with a short piece of foam, so it doesn't make any sense for me to cut it way down here when it's going to jab through the bottom of my foam. I don't need that. So I'm just going to come right here, which is about maybe 2.5, 3 inches, and I'm just going to snap that off, just like that. And I want to get all of these pieces off first. And I'm not going to be using a whole lot of the big flowers, but more of the smaller flowers. So let's get to cutting. Now, if you've noticed, I've just left the larger flowers here. I'm going to put this to the side for now because I really want to work on my base to get some things that are more even and more structured. So I actually am going to take my scarecrow and I'm going to put this all the way down as far as I can get it. And it may be a little out of frame for you guys, but I will show you as we go along, because I don't want anything to disturb this beautiful scarecrow right here. So let's go ahead, stab him on down a little bit, and then we're going to build up and around. Some people like to start at the base first. That's perfectly fine. You do you, boo. But this is how I learned, because I had an aunt who also did flowers and floriculture, and I was taught as a young kid to make flower arrangements. So how cool is that? Anyway, let's get to working on it. So here it is. I can feel the bottom of the wood piece down at the bottom of the wooden dowel. And here it is. Now this is probably going to be out of frame for you guys. Perfectly fine. I'm going to show you again like I said in the end. So what I want to do with the bottom of this is I want to take these, what as I call filler pieces right here. Filler pieces. And I want to go all the way around the side here, and I want to go at an angle and push it down all the way to where that base meets the foam, and then we're going to put it all the way around as best I can get it, because I think I have 4 pieces of these. So I'm going to go and put one in the back on the same side here. I'm just going to even it out, just get it even as I can. Turn this again on this side, do the same thing, because the leaves are kind of large and they're wired, so you can bend it any way you want to. So I have this, we're just gonna stick it, and as long as you've got it in that edge on that side, you can turn these leaves any way you want it. Bend it down a little bit if you need to, bend it down a little bit, get those leaves in there, because all you're doing at this point when you're moving it around on the bottom is you're just filling in the gaps. Now filling in the gaps, I'm going to be doing that with these particular cute little yellow daisies, I guess they are, but we're going to be filling in the gaps, so we're just going to stick in between and kind of do the same pattern. So we're going to stick in between, and then you're just going to fill in the holes in between each one. That's going to give you somewhat of a balance, and it's also going to give you some color, but it's also going to give you some coverage of that foam down there at the base of that little stake where you have your scarecrow guy. And all you have to do as you go along the bottom is just fluff it out. That's it. You see? Just fluff it out. That's all you got to do. And if you need to take like this piece right here, bend a leaf down or bend some stuff down a little bit. See how that worked? Just take the high parts, they're on wire, bend them over, bend them down. That's all you have to do. Now let's get some larger flowers. We'll finish these first, putting them in between, and then we'll get some larger flowers and we'll come up a little bit with them because we don't want to cover up our lovely scarecrow here. So let's do that. Okay, so now we have the base of it done. Looks pretty good. I had some extra yellow flowers. I just put them in there, and you're just going to tuck them around and move them around because it's fall, right? So with these particular little mums that we have here, we're going to push the greens up to the top of the stalk, right where it's up around the top of the flower. Now if you've noticed, I've cut this longer than I did the shorter versions of the other ones because I am going to give this a little bit of height in here. All you got to do is just make sure that you're not covering up your scarecrow's face and all the parts that make it a cool scarecrow. So if you need to go back and cut a little bit shorter, you can do that. But I always cut some tall ones, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back here at the back and I'm going to stick a tall one, a little mum, right back there just like that. Basically what you're doing is you're just layering things, and as long as the foam and stuff is covered up pretty well and you can adjust and still see some of your pretty flowers and your other things that you've got put in here, you should be okay. I'm not doing anything that I'm going to have my scarecrow covered up for. So basically, I'm just going to give it a little bit of height, push it in, push it in, push it in. And anything that I have left over that I like, I will add it in. So you're just filling in the gaps. So you see how that's looking right there? Just filling in the gaps. And again, we're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for cute. And we're looking for something that's going to look really nice when it's out there, rounded, all in the cemetery. Because, again, you got wind, rain, you got all those things to deal with and all those issues to look forward to. So, this is what we're doing. Just making sure that everything's nice and neat and nothing's sticking out taller than the other ones. So, right here, see how that all came together? Look how nice and pretty that is. So this is what you got. And I think we did a good job. Now, if it's too like stormy and windy and all that stuff in your particular area and you feel like you want to add a little bit of hot glue to the stems and stick it in there, go for it. But because her vase is pretty low set and it's a small vase about this size, and her stone is a flat stone, I don't have to worry about it so much as I do the top of these grave toppers that we have where the saddles sit on top and you have to anchor it a little different. But otherwise, this is what we got so far. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the tool. Okay, so tulle is versatile in its use. This is just flimsy little netting called tulle. It's really thin. It's kind of see-through. But because it has a little light pumpkin-y kind of color to it, I like it. The good thing about tulle is that you can haul off as much as you like or as little as you like, and you can kind of ball it up, not even measure it if you don't want to, and you can kind of take it and roll it out, and then you can take your scissors and cut it and set your little roll to the side, and you've got all this tulle right here. The fun thing about tulle is you can make bows with it, you can make knots with it, you can even take flower picks if you want to and tie it around the flower pick stem and cut it off and make these really cute little things, you know, to stick in between. But I think just because it's fall and just because the seasons and stuff are changing, I'm just going to gather it up the best way that I can. Get the ends of it as even as I can, like this, and go all the way down here towards the end, like this. It's even here, even here. I'm going to snip this in down here with the hoop is with my scissors. Just snippy snip. And now I have 2 pieces of the tulle like this, and then I'm going to wrap it around the base of it and just tie it in a haphazard shaggy type little bow. And you can fray it with your scissors, like you can trim the ends and fray it, make it look like a pom-pom. As far as a really pretty bow is, you would really need a lot more tulle. That way you can wrap it together to give it that really ballooned out, crunched up, cute little look. But I'm not even going for that. Simple fall. It's going to be adorable. So let's do it. Alright, y'all. There we have it. Look how cute that is. So what I did was I tied it up at the base in a knot, and I took both strands all the way around, and all I did was tie a really loose little bow, and you can go in between and you can crunch it in, fill it out, and do whatever you want to, twist it all up. You can even clip it if you want to, but this is just a cute little makeshift haphazardy kind of bow that just fits in with the rustic vibes of fall for any good little vase out there. You can do it for your home if you want to, but for my purposes, this is going out there for my sister because she did enjoy fall and she liked little scarecrows and it's cute. So I hope you guys like this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And anyway, we're going to get back to some more floofs. Don't miss an episode. And if you're so inclined and you would like to use our affiliate links to get discounts for shopping, we have Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, Tractor Supply, and True Leaf Market, and Bissell Appliances too, located on crissyoshow.com. So here it is. If y'all can't be good at it. Bye.